Hi guys, and welcome to All About the Philippines. Now, in the last 15 years or so, there's been a big shift in men from all parts of the world, but in particular from Western countries seeking Filipinas to marry. Now, years ago, you would very rarely hear of somebody going to another country to find a wife. And that's become far more common, and as I say, in the last 15 years. So it's something that's driving men away from looking for women in their own country, and they feel the need to have to go to a different country to find a woman, like in the Philippines. And for a man to do that, he's got to feel very compelled that he will find the right type of woman for him in the Philippines rather than in his own country. Now, for me, I believe it's a twofold reason why men are going to the Philippines in larger numbers than ever before to find a Filipina to get married to. And I'll share my views with you in just a moment, so stay tuned. Now, what I'm about to say, I'll speak about in the terms of Western men because I don't know if this is going on in other parts of the world, but I do hear similar stories from men in the United States, Great Britain, Australia, all saying how women in their own countries have become overly feminized. So these women want to be the dominant figure in a relationship. They want to wear the pants, so to speak. Instead of having an equal relationship, they become very opinionated and dominant within that relationship, and that pushes the man down. It makes him feel less than what he should be in that relationship, and this is where the problems come into the relationship. And as a result, the relationship breaks down, they get divorced, and then the man, after a period of time, thinks, I don't want to really go through all this again, so I'm not going to find a woman in my own country, because he might have lost a lot through that relationship with that Western woman. The laws in the West are very one-sided towards women, and a lot of men find that when they get divorced, they can lose a lot. They can lose at least half of everything they've got. In a lot of cases, it's more than half. We're talking about a house, we're talking about cars, we're talking about furniture, we're talking about money, we're talking about any superannuation, here in Australia at least, that you may have. Half of that can go to the wife. Then you're talking about, if there's any children involved, the ongoing child support for the next 18 years, which here in Australia is very poorly calculated, and it's in favour of the woman. There's a lot of men here who are paying a lot of their wage every week to the wife, and a lot of times the wife's not even letting him see the children. And I believe in the USA it's a similar type of thing, where men have just had enough of the women there and their feminist attitudes and the unfair laws in their country. Now, anyone in the US there, you might be able to give us a bit of a idea in your comments below what sort of laws they have around this sort of thing, and if it is unfair, as I've heard many men say. So a lot of men, they have that nightmare relationship and a really bad outcome through divorce, and they're left with very little, and they want to start again at some point, but they're too scared, as I say, to find somebody in their own country because they don't want to go through all that again. So they start to look to other countries like the Philippines. Now in the Philippines, they're going to find a woman there that may be still very much feminine and not a feminist, and they might be very beautiful, attractive, softly spoken, and they might have those old family values and values that women had in the West maybe 20, 30, 40 years ago. And when a man from the West goes and meets a Filipino, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's something very refreshing to him because she's so different to anything he's ever seen before. And if he's got the right Filipina, he's going to notice that she's not so self-centered, maybe like his previous relationships were. He's going to notice that She's very much into her family. She's into you and looking after you, making sure that you want for nothing and that you're always looked after and you feel like you're always cared for and loved. And I've heard many men say, who have been with Filipinas for a long period of time, that they're so happy in that relationship and it's like nothing they've been in before, and they would never ever change and go back to dating or marrying a Western woman ever again. And many people, including myself, say I should have done this years ago because it really is the best relationship that you could find. But having said all that, I do understand that some relationships, no matter who you're with, they do break down, they don't work out. So it's really important that when you're searching for your Filipina, you take your time to get to know her and to be clear about the reasons why you are actually looking for a Filipina, to make sure that those reasons are genuine yourself. Anyway, guys, that's my views on the real reasons why men are marrying Filipinas. And as I say, it's a twofold reason. But I'd like to hear your opinions, whether you agree with what I've said or you don't agree with what I've said. That's fine. Pop it in the comments below, but let's remain respectful, of course. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share the video with anyone who may enjoy it in all your networks. And of course, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and turn on the notification bell to get more videos. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I appreciate all your support. Take care and bye for now.